Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 48 of the Aluminum Screen Podcast. I am Emmett, as always, joined by my lovely co-host Brandon, who's flashing up the number signs over there.
Oh
We've
yeah.
got a fun show today. We've got some news, a lot of Super Bowl trailer talks, our second annual Super Bowl trailer episode, which is pretty fun. We've got, is this our year? Wait, okay, we'll talk about that later. I forget what the date was we
I don't know if
decided was
it's
a
a
year.
full. It might
Yeah, I don't.
be. It's not going to line up exactly. I don't think it's either this week or next week is the
Yeah,
year
okay.
on.
We'll check.
But
We'll celebrate next week, maybe. Either way.
we'll have a cake.
We got trailers for Project Hail Mary, Mandalorian and Grogu, kind of, Hoppers, Mario, a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Some general news. We got a good Clayface delay, may I say. I didn't even mean to rhyme like that. And of course, we'll talk about the Muppet Show, the greatest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. Before we
Mhm.
get into that, Brandon, how are you? How was your last week?
Good. It's been a busy week, so I haven't been watching too much. But we're switching the format up on everyone a year in here, so I won't bore everyone with the details this week. But I've been doing a lot of like Oscar watches. I'm getting back into that this past week. So that's what I've been diving into the documentaries. It's tough to sit through a lot of them, but
Damn.
we're pushing.
Tough
How about you?
because
How's your how's
tough
your week?
Tough
Tough
because they're
like
not good or because they're hard
tough
subjects?
because the subject matter in the documentaries for Oscar is always like, hey, here's something that is like deeply
Yeah,
upsetting.
yeah, that makes sense. That's fair.
Like I watched one that was deeply upsetting, like a systemic upsetting issue, and I was like, "Alright, I'll watch a different one later at night." And it's like it's about a person struggling with cancer and their partner and how they're going
Jesus.
through it. I was like, "All right, this isn't as light as I had hoped, but
Oh, man. Yeah, that's brutal.
yeah."
My week's been good. Again, not gonna bore everybody with all the watches and everything, but good week. Still setting stuff up here. New location, clearly with a blank wall behind me. It looks like a jail cell, but she's getting there. We're decorating, fun stuff. But
Yeah, Emmett's been
yeah,
arrested over the week.
I've been arrested, and luckily they said, "Oh well, we can't stop the aluminum screen," so they gave me a laptop and a microphone and a ring light. It's really nice of them to throw the ring light in there.
I think that's standard in prisons now.
That's true, actually. That's true. You got to do your TikTok dances for your ramen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I guess let's start with the good delay. I guess Clayface has been pushed back from September 11th to October 23rd of this year. Thoughts?
Good. I think it coming out a month before Halloween was a bit weird. Also, an unfortunate day to be coming out because no one's going to remember it for the Clayface Day.
True.
Um, but I think coming out closer to Halloween is a lot better. It's got the spooky. It's supposed to be like a body horror vibe. So this is the third, or I guess second, Substance spinoff that we've gotten since the Substance has come out. Because we've got that wonderful new Ryan Murphy show that's just the Substance again.
Literally. Literally.
But
Just a substance, but sometimes instead of getting turned into someone super young, you get turned into Ashton Kutcher, it seems. Like a guy just turns into
oh, that is upsetting
45-year-old
though.
Ashton Kutcher instead of everyone else is 20, and then he's just
The
not the
whole show
point.
is just like Ashton Kutcher's still hot, even at his big age. Ugh,
Yeah, I mean, this is literally the substance, it seems. That synopsis
yeah.
that came out used the word a substance to make him, like we're doing it.
Yeah, he
But yeah,
takes
I
the
totally
substance and then goes and
I can't wait for Sue to show up at the end and recruit him to the Substance Initiative.
I hope that he turns he like it's like I hope he links up with Monstro Elisu, whatever.
Of
I hope
course.
that's like the big finale. They
Oh,
have their
God.
Avengers Endgame portal moment with
Ashton Kutcher
Monstro
and
Elisu.
Monster LSU.
That'd be
God,
sick.
that would rock so hard. Yeah, I think this is good. I read the initial, discussing film tweet that said Clayface delayed and my heart sank.
Sorry,
But
I couldn't keep it together. I know you tried to power through that, but the pen
I
dropping
caught
right
it.
out of the hand. I know,
I
but
caught it, which was pretty cool. But of course,
that was
you can't see
impressive.
that. I know I was trying so hard, and then I saw you start laughing.
Sorry,
Anyway,
totally
uh,
threw you off there, but
no, you're good. Yeah, when I saw Clayface delayed, and I was like, "Come on, that sucks." Thinking it was, at least a year or so, but a couple weeks makes sense. Big October marketing campaign. This will be really fun. I have a lot of
yeah,
questions about this movie, and I'm excited to get going in the marketing, see a little bit of it. It should be a good time. First
yeah,
DCU movie that's not, super related.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, also I feel like last year we were talking during October about how there's no horror movies coming out actually around Halloween. They all come
True.
out at the beginning of the year, so they're streaming for Halloween.
That's
And there's
true.
not really that many options for horror movies that time of year. So I think it makes sense for this kind of bigger, I mean, bigger for like a horror movie. They're not usually $100 million budgets. So this is what did they say, like 40, 50
40,
million dollar
50.
budget. So that kind of budget, that's kind of a bigger ish horror movie, unless you got to pay to bring all the people back from the 90s, a la a certain franchise that is trying to shoot itself every step of the way that we'll get into later. But usually the budgets are pretty cheap. So I think a bigger ish budget horror movie moving into the prime Halloween zone is a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. If they're able to hit that balance of, horror fans and DC fans, it's going to make a ton of money on that budget. We
Oh yeah.
also, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this one. Baldur's Gate TV series in the works, HBO Max. You broke this news to me. How do you feel? What are we thinking? Where are we with this?
This is potentially one of the worst things in the world that could have ever happened. Um, I just every new bit of news that came out about this was like more upsetting than the last. So it's like initially I'm like, oh, a Baldur's Gate TV show. That's interesting. I guess that could be kind of cool. Like I've been thinking like, I would like more fantasy shows that's not just here's another Game of Thrones thing. That'll be fun to watch.
Are you watching
Um,
Dunkin' Egg?
I haven't gotten to it yet, but I
You gotta
just watched
watch.
through Fallout
Nice.
like this past week. So now I'm all caught up with that. I think I might move on to Dunkin' Egg here.
So good.
But yeah, so I'm like, I want, I'm fine watching a Baldur's Gate. It's interesting enough. You can make a story out of it, whatever. And it's like, the showrunner's gonna be Craig Mazin from The Last of Us. All right, great. I totally fell off of season two.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, it seems like I got the last chopper out of Nom. It sounds
Yeah.
like from how everybody's described season two of The Last of Us. Um, and I was just like, not that. I don't know. He doesn't really move me that much. I haven't seen Chernobyl though, so maybe that's the key. But then they have no involvement from Larian, which makes sense a little bit because it's like Larian really only came on to make the games, and they're not doing it
Mm.
anymore. So whatever. But the thing that is the worst bit about it is that it's going to be a direct sequel, seemingly, to the game,
That's what's
which
baffling.
it just makes no sense because the whole
It's
game is you make choices, all these different choices, and there's like so many different endings you can get. The characters end up in drastically different positions based off the choices you make. So how are you going to have a spin-off and you're just going to be like, well, this is actually the correct playthrough of the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be super interesting. It's like you just shouted out the Fallout show. Like that's a show that is adapting the world of the game. It's not like, a sequel of any of the games or a storyline from the games directly. I think that works really well. But we have this God of War show in the works over at Prime. They're casting everybody and, good castings. But the response has just been, what are they cooking? Because we're skipping over the Greek stuff. We're going right to the Norse stuff, but we're also going right to Ragnarok castings with these characters. So are they doing a sequel? Like, is this the new meta with video game adaptations? Is just kind of skipping over the game part, catching everyone up to speed, and then doing your own kind of spin on it? I don't know.
But it just feels like that's so backwards because now the whole point of the show is that you're like, all right, it has this built-in fan base, and we also want like other people to watch it, so this IP can get bigger and bigger. Number must go up.
Number go
But
up.
the number is not going to go up if you have to play through like Baldur's Gate 3. You've got to play through like a 80 to 100-hour game
Yeah.
of a CRPG. It's like a turn-based like game that is not, first of all, not everybody is going to play, and then even people that do play games it's not even for everybody. And
Yeah.
then they've got to put in 80 to 100 hours to get through the story, and then they can watch your show.
Yeah. And then their ending might not even be what the show picks up with if based
Exactly.
on how
Yeah.
it goes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean just I feel like it would make more sense to just adapt to the game. I like that. That seems. I don't know if that would be ideal, but
It
at least
wouldn't be
there's.
ideal, but it'd be, I think, better than this, or just set it way after. Like,
Yeah,
this is not, or if you really want to do like Baldur's Gate, you could do a prequel, like just do the story of the first one or the second
yeah,
game or whatever that
yeah.
less people played because it was like an old school
True.
CRPG.
I've been thinking about this a lot recently with Dunkin' Egg. Like, I think franchises, we're so used to just going bigger. I think the real key here is go smaller. Just do a little thing with you follow like a little character
The
in this
little
big
thing.
world, but like you're not just a little guy. You follow a little guy in a world, and he's silly. No, but you do like you don't have to make it a bigger, better version of what it was. You can just like refine and do a story set in this world. Honestly, a lot like the first season of The Mandalorian was too, before it got so huge and out of this world. Like, just use the world and do an original story in that world. It doesn't have to be a world-ending thing. And I don't know if I'm not super familiar with the Baldur's Gate world, so I don't know if that really fits there.
Well,
But like even
the
Fallout.
Baldur's Gate world is just the games, but it's just based
Mm,
in the D&D, like the Dungeons and Dragons world. Like that's just where it takes place in like it's a Wizards of the Coast property through and
yeah,
through. It's essentially just a D&D show. So you can literally just set it anywhere in that continent in any city and have it just be a Dungeons and Dragons show. I feel like that has
yeah.
more name recognition for a TV show than Baldur's Gate would.
Uh,
You think more people have heard of Baldur's Gate 3 than have heard of Dungeons and Dragons? I'm talking
I
like just
think
general
I
population
think more
people.
people care about Baldur's Gate than more people care about Dungeons and Dragons. I like I
I don't
think
know.
if it's called Dungeons and Dragons, people that played Baldur's Gate don't immediately care. But there's a lot of people that
Right.
play Baldur's Gate that would lock into this that wouldn't watch, Chris
But
Pine Dungeons and Dragons, which
hey.
I love.
Well, I think if the Dungeons and Dragons movie came out after Baldur's Gate, I think it gets a
Yeah,
nice boost from that.
just missed it.
They just missed it, and now it's dead forever,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Bug.
Final bit news here before we get into the big Super Bowl trailers. New Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, I guess movie. I don't know. This could be a million different things, but it seems like it's a reboot following Jack Sparrow's son, who might also be Margot Robbie's son. Forever, we've been hearing that Pirates of the Caribbean was in development over there. Margot Robbie was going to be the lead. I think it shifted now to get to weasel Johnny Depp back in there in some capacity as the father figure of this character. And I don't know if that means Margot Robbie's the mom or Margot Robbie's just one of the characters here. I don't know.
Or
But what are
she's
your
the
thoughts here?
son.
Do you care about Pirates of the That's true Caribbean at all?
I haven't seen any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so it wasn't in my life as a child, so I'm not
Fair.
like, "Oh, they've gotta bring Jack Sparrow back." It's like, sure. I will watch them eventually, and I'm sure I'll watch them and be like, "Yeah, these are good."
First
But
one's so good.
I just do we need it to be following Jack Sparrow Jr. or whatever? Is that like who was asking for that?
I think. I mean, not to get into spoilers because I don't want to spoil your eventual
Oh,
pirate franchise,
um,
but there's a very clear way they could pick up and continue the franchise with Keira Knightley's character and the other guy. I can't think of his name. It's not Orlando Bloom, is it? Maybe it's Orlando Bloom.
he's in them, I think,
Okay,
but
so I think it's him and Keira Knightley. Like, do them, have them do their story, but. I don't think they want to do this without Johnny Depp
Yeah, which
involved.
thank God, man. What a great guy he is.
And they don't want to make it woke and have Margot Robbie do it
Yeah,
because that would be terrible.
yeah. Oh,
God,
they
God
made
forbid.
Pirates of the Caribbean woke. They ruined it. Ugh, it's just ridiculous. I does Margot Robbie have time for this? I feel like she is doing like a million things.
This lives in the same world as that Oceans movie. Oh, well,
Yeah,
not no
I
pun
th-
intended even. But like it's been happening for 7 years and it's just we'll hear it. We'll get a discussing film tweet once a year saying it's still
yeah,
happening, and that's pretty much it. I don't even know if she knows that she signed on to these things. Has anyone told
yeah.
her?
Someone should ask her during the Wuthering Heights press tour, but I
Yeah,
think they're too busy trying to set up. Oh my gosh, these two actors are having an affair with each other on
yeah.
the romance movie again.
Yeah, they're too busy sucking each other's fingers or whatever they're doing over there. That's everything I see of that movie is
Yeah,
just that.
I just keep seeing updates, and it's like Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi's. Jacob Elordi has matching rings. All right, I guess. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
for
It's
sure.
like Margot Robbie said she became codependent on Jacob Elordi. Really?
Weak in the knees, was that one of them? One of the headlines?
Oh,
I
I'm
remember
sure she
seeing that
probably said
one.
everything. She's like, "Oh, he's like the greatest guy ever." And every time without fail, the top comment is, "I'd hate to be your husband right now." Which, I
Fall
mean,
for it every
first of
time.
all, you're in the Instagram comments. You would not hate to be Margot Robbie's husband. I'll tell you that for free. There's no way that that happens to that person, and they're like, "Oh man, this sucks."
That's a great
It's
point. I
just
didn't
not
even think about
happening.
that. Yeah, I
But
mean, anyone but you has caused. I mean, I guess this has always
irreparable
been a
harm.
thing. It's you can't even really blame it just on anyone but you. But that's the most recent. Like, it worked. It totally worked for
Yeah.
that movie. Like, undeniably, it worked so well that both Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell broke up with their long-term partners. Like, it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, once Margot Robbie files for divorce, then I'll start believing this,
Yeah, yeah, that's
but
exactly
I'm
it.
not buying it.
But yeah, I think that's about it for the news. I mean, I say that, but the rest of this episode is all trailer related, so it's pretty much
Yeah.
still news. But
It's a
that's
big
about it
news
for
week.
the big news week. Super Bowl. Let's take a step back. Heading
Yeah.
in to Super Bowl night, what's your vibe? What are you expecting from these trailers? Are your hopes up? Are your hopes low? You
Um,
there for the big game? You there for the trailers? What are your vibes?
I wasn't really there for the big game. I was honestly there for the trailers mostly and the commercials, which was a huge letdown for me.
Yeah.
My team, obviously, AFC Championship lost to the Patriots, so
What's your team?
the Broncos
I'm kidding, guy.
right there.
It's
Oh.
all
I was like, wait. But yeah, so pretty brutal. Tough injury, but we'll be back. We'll be back. So I was going there honestly just to hate watch the Patriots and hope they lose. So that was successful in that way. But
nice.
the commercials were a huge letdown for me this year. It was just AI after AI after AI. And then we finally got a good one. Everybody in the house, we're all singing Backstreet Boys. We're all excited. And then crypto.com pops up and it's, oh, what a
Yeah.
letdown. Ben
Yeah.
Affleck is playing Will Hunting. That really irked me. He's not even
I
playing
kind of
the right
like that
guy.
one.
No, come
I
on,
thought that
Emmett.
I knew you were gonna not like this. I thought that one was fun.
It was just AI slop.
It was not AI.
Well, the de-aging
Yeah, it's
nonsense, and
CG.
it's like,
Everyone
hey,
keeps
here's a bunch
calling.
of characters from things that aren't even related at all, and
That's
they're
what
all
makes it
hanging out.
funny. They're clanging them all together. It's like Fortnite. That's fun.
Ugh. But my biggest issue with that commercial is that Ben Affleck isn't playing his character from Good Will Hunting. He's playing Matt Damon's character.
And
You
Ross
couldn't have
at the
got
same
Matt
time.
for that? Yeah.
He's also Ross from Friends, which I enjoy.
It's ridiculous, man. But yeah, all the AI commercials were pretty disappointing. The trailers also, for the most part, I was kind of let down by. I was holding out hope because Timothy Chalamet was like, the Dune 3 trailer's ready to go. I was like,
Imagine.
let's put that in there. But no. And then you got my hopes up because you
I
sent me the
know.
Robert Downey Jr. Instagram post of him being like Super Bowl Doom. Here I am in my Marvel Studios branded Avengers Doomsday Super Bowl shirt. Why does he have that? Why did he put the Marvel Studios logo on it just
There
for
is
a party?
nothing. There's nothing that guy loves more than throwing a Doctor Doom thing up. He's loving it.
He's
He's
obsessed, man.
loving
It's gross.
it.
But
Yeah, I
yeah, what do you
going
think of the
in.
trailers?
I'm not there for the game at all. I'm just not a football guy. And I like, I like some football games. Sometimes I get into it if there's like a fun story or something going on. This one was boring. I thought this was like the most boring game of football I've ever seen in my life.
It's a
But
pretty
that's
rough one.
commercials. There was a couple ones where I was like, that's a bit of fun. I like the Pepsi polar bear. That's a bit of fun. But most of the good commercials released earlier, which I hate. I hate when they do that. They even did that with my favorite trailer of the night. The Project Hail Mary trailer came out earlier that day. Boo. Don't do that. That
It's not a
sucks.
Super
I hate
Bowl
that.
commercial.
Exactly. And yeah, so I was going in hyped for these trailers, man. I mean, that's why I'm like I really love Super Bowl night because it's because of the trailers. It kicks off the year. We're seeing what's coming out, and this is such a huge year for movies that my hopes were high. I was really excited for these. First look at Toy Story 5. If you asked me a couple weeks ago, Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man, all these huge trailers. And then we ended up getting not many. We'll
Kid
get
slop.
into it. Yeah, we ended up getting not much, and what we did get was there was a couple good ones. I shouldn't be so hard. There's one really huge shock of a trailer that I really enjoyed. I think it's a lot of fun to not expect one for once, and then it pops up. But yeah, how do you want to tackle these? You want to just kind of go one by one? You want
I
to?
think the list that you've got here, you've listed them in kind of your preference.
It's like
Do you want
rough.
to rough around, but do you want to start at the top or start at the bottom and work our
I
way up?
guess start at the bottom.
All right,
And
then
the
let's.
reason this one's at the bottom is because it wasn't technically the Super Bowl.
Yes,
I
I
want
was
to
gonna
make
say
that
let's
clear.
start at the Puppy Bowl then, which I did
Yeah, yeah.
lock into a little bit. I
Oh,
finished Fallout Season 2, flipped right on over to the Puppy Bowl.
hell yeah.
What an event! What an
They
event!
got to stop getting dogs that. Never mind. We don't have to get into that.
Did
It's
they
just
have another
very
dog? Did
upsetting.
they have another
Yes,
dog like Sweet Pea?
they did, and it broke my goddamn
Oh my
heart.
gosh,
And
I didn't see that. I did fall asleep during the Puppy Bowl, so
it's
I missed that. But they got to stop doing that. You
they got
can't.
it. I will say shout out Warner Brothers. I think it's fun to that they sponsored a bunch of the adoption fees for dogs instead of spending $100 million on a 15-second Super Bowl spot. That's good. I like. I mean, I know it's
That
marketing.
is.
It's not out of the kindness of their
Yeah.
hearts, but I like that still. Good cause.
Yeah. Hey, if you can do a bit of marketing and do something good, sure, all for it. Why
Beautiful
not?
thing. Yeah.
But yeah, this Supergirl teaser didn't really give us that much new stuff. We got a little bit more of a look at Krypton, and we got to
Yeah.
see baby Crypto.
Yeah. Why do you
Um,
say it like that?
well, that's my rap name because I'm
You
such a big. I love doing rug pulls. I rap about Dogecoin and Bitcoin and Fartcoin.
Hell yeah,
Um,
brother.
it really is an unfortunate time to have your dog be named Crypto because every time
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of
Yet
all
another
that.
crypto commercial.
Yeah. Oh, great. It's all AI and crypto these days. Um, yeah, I don't know. You're more opinionated on Supergirl
I
so far, so I'll let you kind of cook on this one.
Unfortunately, I've become very opinionated on Supergirl, and I don't want to have these opinions. But every new look we get of this movie, I'm feeling more and more. Oh, I don't even know. I guess disappointed. I get there. I said it. I guess I'm feeling
Wow.
more disappointed. And this is maybe almost definitely not a fair comparison. But the Project Hail Mary trailer, you see this beautiful movie set in space. These colors popping, everything's gorgeous. And then we see the Supergirl, this big space western movie. The art is some of the most beautiful in comic history. And we get the grayest movie I've ever seen. Like it's
Well,
really
that's not
getting
fair.
there.
It's very brown
I'm
also.
sorry, you're right. The most brown movie I've ever seen. And I'm holding out hope that this is just we're mostly seeing one or two planets here from early on in the movie, and maybe we get what I'm hoping for, but I don't think we are. And I still think the movie's going to be great. If you would have asked me this time last year, my most anticipated movie this year, Supergirl would be high up there, and I don't think it is anymore. And I'm getting worried about this one. I can't lie.
Wow. I think
I
at this
know.
point I'm more excited for Supergirl than you are, and I haven't read the book at all,
It's
which that's
all
probably why. But
if we get one trailer where it's like I see even a little bit, I see something that's 1% what the book is, I'm there. I'm on board. I'm so like I just need to see color. I need to see like story wise, I like
Mm.
what they're doing. It seems to pretty much be Woman of Tomorrow, which is great. It's just the visuals have let me down. But last year I felt that way about Superman at one point. They did change course a little bit, which I did appreciate,
cowards.
but but we'll see. We'll see. I like Baby Crypto. He's
Do you
cute.
think? Well, thank you. Do you think that they? Do you think that they're gonna have like save that kind of big wow moment and have like one sequence in the like middle of the movie or something that you're experiencing it in the theater for the first time, maybe?
I really hope so because I mean, just off the top of my head, I can think of three or four different sequences from the book that could absolutely be that wow moment, and it takes is one of those to be adapted well, and I'll apologize.
Okay,
I just,
I'm holding
but
you
if
to
they
that.
save it, yeah, they save it for the movie. I'd love that. I really would. If I went in kind of lower expectations and was just wowed, that would be great. I mean, to be fair, like some of the Guardians movies, they have like that kind of grayish look at points, but the rest of the movie looks beautiful. So, hopefully that's just what's happening here. The movie's still, got a couple months away. Maybe the CG for the space effects isn't quite there yet or something. I don't know. There's hope. There's plenty of hope.
Yeah, you got to have hope because without hope, it's just a brown gray movie. And that would suck because Millie Alcock is the only reason why I'm excited for the movie because I have no knowledge at all of Supergirl or this comic apart from what
Fair.
you've told me about it. So,
Fair enough.
but she was good in Superman in that 5 seconds of screen time. So that was enough to sell me. Where I honestly, I didn't even need to see any trailer, and I would have been set day one just
Yeah,
off that 5 second cameo alone. I'd have been like, all right, I'm in.
absolutely.
But
Speaking
we'll
of you
see.
being all in, the Scream
Oh,
7 trailer.
yeah, I'm actually in the movie. I did the meta AI. I'm in the movie. I got
Oh
to
yeah, of
find out my
course.
fate.
I won $1 million from betting on whether Chad or Mindy will survive.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
awesome.
love about, sorry, brief tangent about that stuff is if I don't know if that's just an ad or if it's something you could actually bet on. If it's
I
something
don't
you could
think it is.
actually
I
bet
think it was
on,
just an
okay,
ad.
that makes sense. Because I was going to say you could totally find that information. Like people know that. Like you,
Yes,
how is that?
but well, they wouldn't do it because I think because the script has leaked online, so they wouldn't do it. But if the script hadn't leaked online, I think they would have, because Kalshi is just made for insider trading.
Yeah, true.
That's the only way people make money on it is like there's so many employees at like Google or whatever or like OpenAI. There's like so many accounts that you can see on there where they make an account. The only thing that they quote unquote trade on is if OpenAI will have launch an update by this date and they say no and then wow it doesn't happen and they make thousands of dollars. So it is just an insider trading. They patched insider trading before it even got banned. It's crazy. They came out with the 2.0 before 1.0 was even stopped being the meta. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Scream 7 really choosing its partners amazingly so far for
Yeah.
its promo.
Yeah, I mean, I put the trailer. This was like the bottom of my trailer list, just in terms of most excited for whatever just if I like the trailer most, at least whatever you want to call it. And to be completely fair and objective, it's not even the trailer itself was so bad. I'm just so out on this movie that I got nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah. No,
I it
I'm
like in
done
a
on it.
vacuum, I like the idea of it's like Sydney's daughter or whatever. I think it's cute that she's named Tatum, all that stuff. But like I'm just so disconnected from where this has gone that like I'm a big Scream guy. I mean, we're both big Scream guys too. It sucks.
Yeah, like Rebecca and I watched through like all the Scream movies every Halloween, or we try to. I don't
Hell
think
yeah.
we got to it last year, but like we love the Scream movies, and I just have no interest in like I'm probably gonna end up seeing it. I'm not paying for
Yeah.
a ticket for it. I'll
Yeah, I was
I'll
looking into
be
the ethics of an A-list. I was looking into how that works.
I'm giving my A list money to someone else
And
that
that,
week, I
yeah,
think, and then I'll just walk in.
that's the
But
meta for this one.
yeah, I'm not sorry. Like I can't I just can't even if it's like a penny from A list or whatever. I can't do it. But oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's rough.
Uh oh man, speaking of rough, next trailer, Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, if you could even call it that. This okay. Here are my thoughts on this one. In a vacuum, I think this is a cute little trailer. I get what they're going for. Oh, riffing on the Super Bowl commercials. It's like a iconic thing where we're doing our own take on it. In a vacuum, I get that. I respect that. This movie though is at the point where it needs momentum, it needs marketing, it needs hype, it needs something, it needs anything. It is in such a dire spot right now. This is Star Wars' first movie on the big screen in the 2020s. In 6 years, we haven't had one. It should feel monumental, and we get like a spoof of an ad with Mando and Grogu. That's not what this movie needs. It's just not like fun idea, not working in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just like show us anything from the movie. They like refuse to show you what the movie is. They're like it's Mandalorian and Grogu. You're like, right, but like what? Like what is going on? Well, Mandalorian and Grogu are there and they go around. No, I'm fully on board with that. But like, what is the story?
Hoth,
Here's this
Mandalorian and
parody.
Grogu. They're on Hoth. You remember that?
Yeah, you remember Hoth, right? You love Hoth.
Tauntauns. Look, there's Tauntauns at the Super Bowl.
Look, look, it's them, the guys you know. Yeah,
It's
they're too cowardly to show us Stinky the Hut. Um,
where's
it
Stinky?
was set up for him. It should have
It's
been Stinky the Hut getting pulled by those tauntauns. And they're like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Is that Jabba? No, that's
is that
Stinky the Hut. What's he doing on Hoth
he sounds
with
like
these
Jeremy Allen White from The
tauntauns?"
Bear. And then
Yeah,
boom, everyone's lining up.
show us
Yeah,
his what
even
does he sound like?
yeah,
Release the
even
Stinky files.
even if they did that like parody trailer and then had the trailer come out yesterday or just have the trailer later that night, like I think that works fine. It's just
Or do the like trailer online now thing that they love doing with the
yeah,
30-second spots.
exactly. It's just so baffling. And I mean, Disney overall really just had a weird Super Bowl this year. And I do wonder if it's related to they've already started marketing the fact that they're doing the Super Bowl next year. Did they like skimp out this year so that they can hold more for next year? But all of these movies will be out for next year. So why would that be? Like, I just don't know what's going
If
on.
you're skimping out, I don't know if paying your competitor millions of
Yeah.
dollars is really the own that you would think it is. But
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I just don't know
disappointing.
business like Bob.
Disappointing Mando Grogu trailer. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah,
Uh, next up, Minions and Monsters. You're a big Minions guy. I know you were texting
apparently.
me that night. You were really upset that Kevin Stewart and Bob aren't returning.
Well, that is
You want
ridiculous.
to?
How do you have a Minions trilogy and then in the final trilogy it's like having a horror franchise that you rebooted now because it's like a spin-off of the original one. So you have all new characters that you centered the last two movies around. And then for the third one, inexplicably, they're just not there anymore. I think it's just the same thing like in Scream. I think what happened is Stuart, Bob, and Kevin, I think that they spoke out for Minions' rights or something. And, the big bosses over at Illumination weren't having it, so they I think they kicked him off the set.
That's exactly it. And they basically just recast them with themselves, but with blue eyes, which is just disrespectful.
You know what this is? You know what this is? This is the rise of fascism in America. You're not allowed to have brown eyes now. They've got to be blonde haired, yellow,
Hmm.
hello, and blue eyes. This
Wow.
is a fascist dog whistle. Don't let them get away with it.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Kevin Stewart and Bob will
Yeah.
never. I guess
Now
they're
you got
not
to watch
dead.
Stewart on a Peacock original with Simu Liu. Bob's doing a monster love movie, I think, next year. I don't know what Kevin's up to. Kevin's in
Kevin's
some
just
bad
chilling.
A24 movies with Paul Rudd. It's really tough for them, unfortunately.
Oh, oh, that's such a good bit. Oh my god. Yeah. I I can't. I don't even know how to
But
go
also
after
the
that.
trailer, I gotta say this, like unironically, bit over. Friendship with previous bit ended. New bit
New
is my
bit.
best friend now. Uh, the trailer that they played was like I was like, what was that? It was just a white screen with a minion on it,
I
and then
thought
they
that
do
was
the
fun.
title reveal
I
of
thought that was
Minions vs
fun
Monsters.
because kids are gonna go wild. They see a minion running at them. They're like, "Oh
It's
my
true.
god, we're
That's true.
back." That's
I
all.
hadn't
Like kids
accounted for
still.
the children aspect, actually. There was no kids at my screening of the Super Bowl. Gonna be the the worst guy ever talking about going to a Super Bowl party. My screening of the Super Bowl. There wasn't any kids there, so there was no pop really. It was just kind of, "Oh, they're making another Minions movie.
Yeah,
You think they'll wear the suits this time?"
I
I think they
actually
will.
I hid behind my couch because I was so scared the minion was coming at me so quick. So I just had to take cover. So I didn't see the end of the trailer.
Well, yeah, because it's 1920 something, and this is the first time I'm seeing a moving picture.
That exactly. This movie does break the minion lore, which I've seen a lot of people. You would be shocked how many people are genuinely upset about the minion lore being broken.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of I've seen a lot of mentions to Minion lore recently because they're like, so they're saying Gru was more evil than Epstein. Is the implication of the first Despicable Me, which you know,
Well,
which
the whole thing with the first minions is we learned that the minions have been trapped in a cave for like 100 years, and that's why they weren't around for some big historical events in the early and mid 1940s. But then here they're in 1920s Hollywood. What's that about? These are different
yeah.
minions. Is this a different
Well,
universe?
here's the
Is this
thing,
a
Emmett. These are the
multiverse?
blonde-haired, blue-eyed minions. These are not the cave minions from before. So I don't think this is breaking continuity. I think it's instead building upon that continuity. There were minions around in 1940s. They had blue eyes and they worked for a little Austrian man, I believe, is what we're going to find out at the end of this
Yeah,
one. Who do you
that would
think the
make sense.
monster is that they're fighting? Think about
Whoa.
that.
That's so true. I do like that Cthulhu is kind of here. I want a Cthulhu movie so bad. I guess this
Best we can
counts.
offer you is Minions 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's James Wan save me. But yeah, I think that's about it. Uh, Trailer for
Really, you don't
Hoppers.
have much more to say about Minions 3?
I'm
That's
surprised that we had that
shocking.
much to say. We'll make $1 billion, by the way.
Yeah,
Uh,
easily.
then we had oh my God, we almost moved on. Minions, when you think about it, kind of the most insane original IP in the last like couple decades. They really are kind of in their own league.
I don't know,
Even
you're
like How
really
to Train.
discounting the protagonist from Tenet. He ordered his hot sauce an hour ago. No, they are. They are. They're all over the
It's
Facebook
wild.
memes. That's what's did it
Facebook
for me.
memes. They have multiple lands at different universals around the world. Every
Yeah.
movie makes $1 billion. The merch has to be insane. They're it really is wild. But anyway, Hoppers. We got the final trailer for Hoppers. More of a TV spot, really. This movie's right around the corner. I gotta say, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think it looks really cute. I like the art style a lot. The animation looks good. I like what they're doing with the animals and how like kind of a circle of life kind of message in there. It seems really cool. It is literally Avatar, and
Yeah.
I do think it's funny they have a line where they're like, "This is just Avatar," because it is. But yeah, what do you think about this?
It's Avatar with beavers. So I mean,
Literally.
what's not to love about that? I mean, I don't think that there's anything. It's interesting though because we've seen a lot of animated movies that end up getting turned into like a live action thing based off it, like Inception with Paprika, and then was it
Black
Perfect Blue
Swan.
and Black Swan? So
Yeah,
it's like it's kind of the reverse now,
that's
kind of.
true. That's true.
Avatar now.
That is really interesting. I've always been pushing for the reverse instead of live action remakes, animated remakes, because I think that's more fun. This kind of counts.
There you go. Yeah, Hoppers is a remake of Avatar. It'll be crazy if at the end of the movie she decides, no, I'm going to be a beaver forever, and then marries the beaver love interest in the
Oh my
movie.
god.
And then they set up a sequel, like a decade later, Hoppers 2 finally comes out, The Way of the
Hopper's Way of
Dam.
Water. Oh my god, that's perfect.
And then it's
That's
like her and her
perfect.
beaver children and her new beaver partner.
That would
And
rock.
then the water
King
beavers.
King George, the evil beaver from the first one, comes back in a new robot
Mhm.
body as a
Yeah.
human. Oh wait, that doesn't work actually. That doesn't work. False alarm.
And then the third one's really gonna get crazy when the fire beavers show up.
Avatar. I mean, fuck.
Hoppers,
Hoppers, fire,
the
and
dam burnt
wood.
down.
The dam burnt down. Fire dam.
Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. I'll see it,
Hell
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nominated for an Oscar, so I gotta get started on
That's
the
that is
Oscars watch for next year.
that is absolutely true. I hope it does well, you know? I hope
Yeah. I'm
it's
curious to
actually
see how well it
tracking
does
pretty
because
well.
Elio flopped hard.
Yeah. Elio flopped hard, but there was so much going on with that movie and the marketing was never really there. Hoppers, I think, has had pretty good marketing. I think
And
that
it had that
lizard thing
yeah, I was gonna
went pretty
say.
wild. I saw it was tracking for like a 50 million domestic opening, which would be pretty great,
It's pretty
honestly.
good.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we get, an original movie does well. Original Pixar does well for once.
Or an Avatar spinoff.
Yeah, a Pixar animated Avatar spinoff, of course. Mario, we got a Mario spot. This was like a 15-second thing with the dinosaur. We got a little bit of a longer trailer the day before, 2 days before. It was like 30 seconds. I'm just counting that as the Super Bowl trailer also. So yeah, nothing more to see here really. I mean, this just looks so good. Like visually, I'm so impressed with every trailer. We got this new look at this cyberpunk city, and Peach and Toad are in this bar with all of these Mario villains, and there's lights everywhere. It looks so great. We also get to see Yoshi eat Kamek, which I really enjoy.
Mm.
Love that guy, man. It's a year of Yoshi. I don't know if you heard.
It is the year of Yoshi. Yeah. Wait, actually, so the last Mario movie, I pulled up wearing my Yoshi hat. So I'm very excited that now it'll be more topical. I've got it somewhere in
That's
that pile over there. Nice
I
little
have a
knitted
Yoshi hat
Yoshi
to wear
hat.
too.
So we gotta both come prepared for the Super Mario Galaxy episode, I guess. But
Hell yeah.
I'm I'm kind of excited to see Mario Galaxy just because I want to see if the child sitting next to me at the theater turns to his parents at the end of it and says that it was the best movie he's ever seen or the best
That'll be
movie
me.
ever.
That'll be me
Okay.
after.
It's you 2 rows behind me.
Turning to the child next to me, that shit rocked. That was the
That's the
best
best
movie ever.
movie ever. And then the
Kid's
like
like, you didn't
5-year-old
see
next to
Marty
you's like,
Supreme?
have ever heard of Taxi Driver? But
uh,
5-year-old
yeah, this is gonna be
Scorsese
awesome.
head. That's a good bit. But
That is a great bit.
yeah, I'm excited to get more Yoshi. I will say I have been pretty disappointed in the marketing for this movie so far, though. There's not been nearly enough Monty Mole. There's been
Mm.
almost no Monty Mole.
He was pretty much the first character we saw in any marketing.
I know, and it's been radio silence ever since. So
That's
he better,
true.
if Monty Mole doesn't get a big moment in this, or at least set up for the third movie, I'm going to be pissed off.
What if he gets a spin-off?
I would be over the moon. You have no idea. I'd be over the moon. Monty Mole is my guy. That's my boy. I need him in the movie. And it's gonna really suck when James Corden is voicing him. That's gonna be
Ooh.
really disappointing.
That does hurt. He's like the boogeyman for animated characters. The cowardly lion, everyone was worried. Everyone was so worried that they had to come out and say it was Coleman Domingo early. Everyone was worried with Yoshi. It's brutal.
Really is. You can't leave an animated character unvoiced for too long because then James Corden will start circling.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, Monty Mole's the
uh,
goat. Let's get him involved.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this trailer, there's not too much to talk about. I'm just so excited for this movie. It's so close. Every time I'm reminded, like, we're like month and a half, 2 months out. Oh, I'm going to go feral when this movie comes out. You're not going to hear from me because I'm going to be in the theater 3 times a day,
I
every
know.
day.
I was gonna say I was being a bit bold before when I said we both have to wear our Yoshi hat. It'll be me sitting there with my Yoshi hat talking to myself because you'll be at the movie theater watching it for the 17th time.
That's so true. That is so true.
It'll be a solo
Oh,
pod that day, I guess.
that would be fun, actually. I would love
And
to
it's just
listen to
me
your.
complaining because Monty Mole is in 2 scenes in the background, and that's it. It's a 2-hour long rant of Monty Mole has been snubbed.
He's been silenced. um, Disclosure Day. What are
Ooh.
your thoughts on the Disclosure Day trailer? First trailer of
This
the night,
one,
I think.
yeah, it got us kicked off. It was, like, right at the start of the game, Disclosure Day popped up. I'm all the way in on this movie. It looks very unsettling and creepy every time the clicks start happening, like, my skin starts crawling and I get, like,
Yeah,
the hair starts standing up on the back of my neck. It is so awesome. Like, everything I've seen from it, I'm all in.
totally agree. The UFO shot at the end of this trailer, full chills. Like seeing that is gonna just be unreal. I Something I really like too that we've seen in these trailers, kind of not super on topic, but the use of like all of the screens, whether it's phones or new screens or whatever it is, like this is Spielberg's first. I mean, not first, but his past few have been set in the past or Ready Player One, which is its own thing. And like he's really tackling a modern world with everyone's on their phone all the time in all of these scenes, or looking at the news, or looking at and something like that, and how that relates to all of this information that's coming in about aliens. Like I think it's such an interesting way to tackle this, and like still look visually appealing with all of these flashes and stuff. I am so unbelievably in on this movie, man. It's one of those ones where I'm kind of like I don't want to see another trailer. I think I might just tap out now, which I very rarely do. But even seeing the UFO at the end, I got like I was so on board, but I was like, damn, I almost wish I didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fully at that point where I'm like, "I'm sold. I'm gonna be there as soon as I can."
Yeah.
I also love everything going on with the eyes in this trailer and in the previous trailer. Anytime it zooms in on someone's eyes, I'm just like, "All right, some freak stuff is about to happen. I gotta, like, look through, like, my hands a bit here." But it's awesome. Oh, it's gonna be a Spielberg huge blockbuster in the summer. Phew,
Aliens with aliens,
we did it. That's
man.
crazy.
Spielberg is to aliens what James Cameron is to the Titanic. He's the guy.
I don't know. James Cameron might be to aliens what
That's
Spielberg is to aliens.
that is true. Oh man, yeah, I can't wait for this. Uh, a little speculation that it's secretly a Close Encounters sequel. Have you seen any of those
I have
rumblings?
seen a lot of theories of that, which means that I'm gonna have to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind before, which I already was kind of planning on doing a Spielberg kind of
I was gonna say
thing too.
I have the 4K. You should come watch it. Do a
Oh,
little
I
movie
might
night,
have to. I think
little
I
screening.
have it. I do. I picked up the DVD of it a while
Oh,
ago,
that's sick. That's cool.
collector's edition apparently. But yeah, so I gotta really lock in on it. But
Hell yeah.
oh, also, I should have said this in the past week. I bought a CRT TV.
Oh, you
This
got
is
one?
so off topic. Yeah, I got one with the VCR VHS player. So I've been hitting up the Goodwills to buy the bunch of VHS recently. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
I'm locked in. I started
That's
watching
so
because
sick.
for Christmas Rebecca got me a Spider-Man Ultimate Villain Showdown VHS,
Oh my
which I think is
god.
just a collection of like old Spider-Man episodes.
That's sick.
And I put it in the other day, and the first thing that pops up is a trailer for coming soon, Spy Kids 2. And I was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I'm starting that because collecting DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks wasn't enough. I also now have to collect VHS tapes. So
Hell yeah. Oh my god, that's so sick.
it's fun, but
Oh,
damn,
that's awesome. You gotta get like a GameCube or like an NES or
yeah,
something set up. That
yes.
that's so cool.
Well, I had to get a new VCR because I had an old one just laying around at my house, and then when I went to plug it in to test it, didn't turn on, but there was a tape in there already, so I gotta figure out how to get that out now. But there was a loose PS2 disc just in the tape, like where the tape was at. So, yeah, I don't know where that's from, but I think it's a sign. I gotta get a PS2 now to play through all the classic
Hell
PS2
yeah.
games on the
Oh,
CRT, but
that's so sick. That's so sick.
yeah, so take that, OLED TV. Mine can do 720p on a good day, I think. Probably not, actually.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah,
Um,
but sorry, it took us off base there,
no, you're good. That's
but
awesome. Uh, oh yeah, the most surprising trailer of the night by far, I think, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. This got a full minute trailer.
yeah.
What thoughts? What were you thinking when this came
I
on?
wasn't I had no idea that this was gonna be playing at the Super Bowl, so it started playing, and I was like, "Oh, here comes a Brad Pitt commercial. Here we go. What's up, Brad Pitt?" And then I was like, "He kinda looks like the guy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood." And then once the, like, blurs for the curse words and the naked people and the middle fingers started coming in, I was like, "Is this for the Cliff Booth movie?" Um, which it well, you wouldn't know it because then it just ends and it said Netflix coming soon. Just didn't tell you what the movie was. It's like, you know. And then I texted you, and I worded this so wrong because I was like, "Oh, I thought it was another AI commercial at first because every other if it wasn't a movie trailer, it was a commercial for how you should be using AI." So I
Yeah,
thought at first that it was just
or
a normal
surveillance.
commercial at first. Yeah, or, "Hey, let us spy on you, and you love the surveillance state because we catch 1 dog a
One
day."
dog. 10 million dogs go missing a year. We've gotten 300 of them. Awesome, man. Good
Okay,
work.
so this sucks, you're saying? But
Yeah.
not only is it evil, it also sucks. But, um, yeah, so I texted you like, "Oh, I thought it was another AI commercial," which I think you took that you thought I meant it looked AI generated, which wasn't what
Yeah,
I meant.
yeah,
It
I
I just thought that it was a
misinterpreted.
normal commercial at first. Like, it looked like Brad Pitt was gonna do all that and then turn and, like, sell me something, like holding a can
Yeah,
of whatever, or be
Coinbase or
like
something.
yeah, or be like, "With Chat GPT 4.7, actually, now you can make your own movie." Like, it was like, I thought someone was gonna come out and yell "cut" in the middle of a shot,
Yeah.
and they were like, What's wrong with that?" And they're like, Do it with a little bit more pizzazz," and then they just AI generate the scene over again or whatever, but, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's this movie is so interesting to me, just that Quentin Tarantino is a dumbass and a weird guy, and he's like, "I can only have 10 movies." So now, even though he's already made 10, but he counts Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 as 1 movie, even though they were released as 2,
This
whatever,
is the
but
fakest movie of all time that I I mean, this news broke on April 1st. Like, this
yeah.
I fully thought it was an April Fool's joke for months until it actually started filming, and I think deep down I still thought it was an April Fool's joke until I saw that trailer. It's the strangest I mean, David Fincher directing, like, a Quentin Tarantino script is such a wild thing that, like, I'm
For
really excited to
Netflix.
see for Netflix, of course. And I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just directed by Quentin Tarantino. And like it from what I saw a thing that he was like on set every day, basically assistant directing. I don't know how true that is. it could be completely false. But I think this is just his way to get around the 10 thing or like co-direct it or whatever. But yeah, it looks I'm really excited to go back in this world. It's such a weird idea in the first place to even do a Cliff Booth spinoff. I think is repurposed from the movie critic. Is that confirmed or is that speculation?
I think that was like a heavy speculation. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there's like the strong theory that the movie critic was going to have like Cliff Booth in it,
I think it
like
was
as part of
confirmed.
it. Right. But then they just
I
like turned it into now they're like, well, let's just focus on Cliff Booth.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. So it seems like if I were a betting man, I'd say it probably just took the movie critic and took Cliff Booth's, or they were like, I want to do more with Cliff Booth after working on the movie critic because he's a fun character, man. It'll be cool to see him frolic around Hollywood again. I guess is what he's doing here. I don't know.
Yeah.
did
It's
did Margaret Qualley
interesting.
live in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or was she one of the?
I've not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet. I'm a fraud. I
You've
know.
never
I
seen it?
no, I didn't get to it and then I just have never been able to sit
Oh
down and
man.
watch it.
Normally this is the other way around. This feels
I know.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm just I'm lost.
All right, well, no spoilers.
I mean,
Damn.
I know what it's about, so I'm like
You know
I've
Brad
had an
Pitt
idea a lot of
survives.
people died. Well, yeah, I'm finding that out now. But I mean, I've seen the Bruce Lee clip a million times because that gets posted to TikTok every other week.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, first guy to see the trailer for Adventures of Cliff Booth before watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That can't be true because it played during the Super Bowl, so there's a lot of people probably
That's
that
true.
didn't watch it.
But will they ever watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, that's probably a different answer then, yeah.
You gotta watch it tonight so you can get the title of first, just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, looks cool. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it gets some sort of theatrical release. I mean, we're lucky enough to be close to New York City, so I'm sure at the very least we'll be able to see it there if we want to, which is nice. But hopefully it gets some sort of release in theaters.
Yeah. So a
And
wide release would be nice, but Netflix is already doing a wide release for Narnia this year, so are they gonna wanna do 2 wide releases in a year?
hey, Netflix, put your money where your mouth is doing this Warner Brothers deal. You keep talking about how you're doing theatrical
Yeah.
releases. Let's prove it, brother. Let's get the
Yeah.
David Fincher, Quentin Tarantino movie in theaters. Seems like a pretty easy layup.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't put that in theaters and sell it when it's like David Fincher and Quentin Tarantino combining to make a movie with Brad
Yeah.
Pitt, who just coming off of F1, like, if you
What are
can't
we doing?
sell that, you can't sell any movie, and you should not be in the business of distributing movies to theaters.
Yeah. They're gonna learn the wrong lesson from you saying that. They're like, "Yeah, we're not gonna distribute
You're
movies to
right.
theaters." That's true.
Man of Tomorrow is a Netflix original movie. Watch it in your
Oh,
living room today.
that headline is gonna haunt me forever, just because it feels like something that I'm gonna have to read at some point in my life, and it's gonna destroy me,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna destroy me. And, oh, be fantastic for making videos, though, but not worth the not worth it. Not worth the risk. God, being able to just record a scene from the end of the movie to talk about would be unreal. Oh, please don't let it happen though.
But also, like,
Anyway.
it's just gonna get pirated and put online right away, and they're gonna lose money on the streaming stuff too
Oh,
if they do
100%.
that. It's so stupid. It just
No
genuinely makes
doubt.
no sense, top to bottom.
Yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, final trailer. The big one, and to me personally, my most anticipated movie of the year, Project Hail Mary, final trailer. Curious to hear your thoughts as someone who hasn't read the book, owns the book but hasn't read it. Is that correct? Or have
I
you
I
read some
do
of
own the
it?
book. I am working my way through Blade Runner at
Oh,
the moment.
cool.
I'm
Oh,
almost
gotcha.
well, not, the book Blade Runner is based off. I'm almost at the end of it now,
I'm 20
and
minutes into Blade Runner. I paused for the day. I'm gonna touch back on it later.
I'm on chapter 17. So I'm I've been slowly kind of working my way through it. My goal is
Cool.
to finish it this week, and then I can start Project Hail Mary And if I actually lock in, hopefully finish that by the time the movie comes out. Because it comes out, what,
Hell yeah.
March?
March 20th.
Okay, so I'll
I
have.
think it's a quick, easy read to the point where like once you're in, you're gonna just like want to read it. Like
Mhm.
it'll be it's so good, man. I'm really excited to hear
Okay.
your thoughts if
Okay,
you
yes,
finish
because
it.
I want to finish reading it before the movie comes out. So I've got to lock in and finish "The Android's Dream of Electric Sheep" this week, and then have like a month to read Project Hail Mary, which is
Cool.
more than doable if
Yeah.
I actually read it instead of
Hell yeah.
being like, should I read or just scroll Twitter and TikTok for 4 hours? Um,
Yeah, I
but
gotta I gotta lock in on Dune Messiah and the Odyssey at some
mm,
point soon. Got a little more time for those, but I wanna
yeah,
I've had them for like years now. I'm just gonna start over
I've.
the first Dune because I got halfway through it and then I that was like a year ago.
I still haven't finished the first Dude, and I started reading it
Same.
after the first movie came out. But then I only read half of it before Dune Part 2, and then I don't think I read. I think I read a little bit of it after Dune Part 2, but it's rough. I
Yeah, I'm
just,
starting fresh.
ugh, I'm trying to get back into reading this year, though. I'm trying to
Same.
force myself to do it. So we'll see.
Same. I've been getting into it, but I want to read more like fiction stuff because recently I've been reading like more boring, like personal finance books, and it's like cool, but I'd rather read Dune or the Odyssey. That's what I've been
Fair.
locked into. Self
Hell
help.
yeah.
But yeah, Project Hail Mary trailer. Jesus,
Yeah.
dude,
A little.
visually. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on the trailer?
Oh, it looks so good. It like this, like I mean, like you were about to say there, visually, it is just like a feast. Like every space shot is so stunning and gorgeous, and the amount of color in this movie feels illegal compared to all
Yeah,
the movies that have come out in the past couple years. It's like, oh, I didn't know you were allowed to have this much color in stuff again. But it looks so good. But I will say they posted a little thing, and I texted with you about this, that Ryan Gosling posted a video of him throwing a football, and obviously they edited it, but he threw a football through the Randy's Donuts donut in L.A. And his form was so horrendous, it made me
a
want to
lot of
not watch the
controversy.
movie.
A lot of
It was
controversy
so
about
bad.
this.
Like, come on, you didn't want
I
to do a second take of it at least? Looks
I
ridiculous.
will. The amount of people that just think any editing is AI now is driving me insane because all the comments were like, "This is AI," and it's like they can. It's probably more difficult for AI to do that than to take 2 seconds to edit that.
Yeah.
Like, not everything is AI.
But that's kids just think it's AI. Like the default is AI. Like this is gonna be the most brain rotted sentence you ever heard in your life. So stick with me here on this. It was like Thanksgiving or Christmas last year, and 6-7 was really peaking at this era
Of
when
course.
it was a big family gathering. So my cousin showed my like younger cousin who's only in like elementary school still. They're like, "Oh, this is the fastest 6-7 ever. Have you seen it?" And it's a guy who just says 6-7 and then moves his hands really fast while he's like 6-7, or he's like saying it a bunch of times really fast or whatever. And he shows the video to her, and she goes, "That's AI, bro." Like it's just like it's just if anything is like fake, they're just like it's AI, which
That's
is why it's
actually
depressing.
That's true. I even if it's not fake, I showed my nephew a picture of Joe Keery because I saw Joe Keery and I took a picture of him, and he was like, "That's AI. You didn't actually see him." I'm like, what does a guy have to do? I thought I was gonna score like cool uncle points because he's a big Stranger Things guy. I just got accused of using AI to make a picture of Joe Keery.
So you thought you were gonna score cool points, and he actually was like, "I think you're the biggest loser ever that would use AI to generate a fake picture of the guy from Stranger Things."
I can't win. Exactly. That's
That's tough.
exactly it.
That's tough.
It's brutal.
But yeah, it's pretty dark that that's like the default now for
Yeah.
kids. If they're
Yeah.
like that can't be true, they're like that's AI. which is a
Yeah, I
normal
mean,
thing that I'm used to now already.
I was gonna say, I mean, AI really started in its current form in what, 2022? So these kids are going on to like 4 years. I mean, if kids 11,
Yeah.
12, that's the last 4 years of their life is this thing's been out there. That's a significant portion of a young kid's life. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's depressing, man. But
Yeah.
what's not depressing is Project Hail Mary and its trailer. Uh,
Yes.
I
I
I'll let you cook on it now because you're
um I mean, yeah, like you said, visuals stunning. I think this trailer it gets into this movie's playing a very delicate game with spoilers in the trailer, and I understand they're walking that fine line. I don't think the inclusion of Rocky in and of itself is a spoiler. I do think they're dancing with other things here that could be spoilers, but I don't think you'd really know it if you haven't read it. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I mean, Ryan Gosling as Ryland Grace is like the best casting ever. Rocky looks fantastic, which is such an important thing going into this movie that he's a mix of they actually had a puppet on set, which is really cool, and then they obviously touched it up with CG. He looks great. He's exactly how I pictured him. All of the stuff in space in the different ships. We have like Xenonite. It all just looks so goddamn cool. The red and the green in space and the big action sequences with Ryan Gosling hanging on to the ship at the it all just looks I cried watching this trailer. I cried at the end. I said it. The Rocky Grace
wow.
stuff. They are my favorite duo in anything. I realized. Anything
Really?
ever, I
More than
think.
Mandalorian and Grogu and Mandalorian and Grogu?
I think so. If you ask me
Wow.
pre-season 3, probably a different answer. But I mean, like, dude, I love, oh my God, I love this whole story so much. The movie, it seems super unbelievably just, what's the word? Like, just off the page. What am I trying to say here? It's like it's just ripped off the page, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It seems
Right.
very well adapted. It just seems like there's stuff they're sprinkling in there with like that room that shows New York City, which is cool. I like how we're getting like Ryan Gosling doing the personal diaries a lot like The Martian because you can't do the personal narration that you get from the book. So it seems like that's kind of how there's something really cool that they were just talking about is they're using two different aspect ratios and even ways of filming the scenes if they're on Earth or in space. And that's just so fun. And hopping back and forth between them is going to be such a huge part of the story that the differences are going to be so fun to see. And yeah, I mean, I could yap about this forever, but I can't wait for this movie. It's gonna be something special, man. It really is. I truly cannot wait. You know how crazy it is for me to say this random book that I read like 4 or 5 months ago is my most anticipated movie of the year. When there's a Spider-Man movie, an Avengers movie, Mandalorian movie, even Mario movie, a new Steven Spielberg UFO movie, The Odyssey, like all of that stuff. And this is my most anticipated. I cannot wait. I think it looks incredible. I'll stop
Yeah.
there before
No,
I keep
gotta
going.
just one more thing on Project Hail Mary is we have to shout out the GOAT, Greg Fraser.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you said, with the different aspect ratios for Earth and space, I mean, there's not many doing it like him
No,
right
and
now.
he's one of the only cinematographers I could think of by name in a second, you know? Like if I thought about
Yeah.
it for a second, M. Night Shyamalan's guy would eventually come to mind, probably. And I got nothing. I got nothing. I can just think of Greg Fraser right now.
But he's so
Oh,
good. I mean, the Dune 2 that he's done recently, the Batman, which I'm
yeah.
devastated he's not coming back to either the Batman Part 2 or Dune 3 because of
Yeah.
those evil, stupid Beatles movies. That's really devastating, but
Yeah, I agree, but I'm so
he's
glad he's
so
on
good.
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It's just and I think Amazon really knows they have a hit here. If hopefully audiences show up. I mean, they started advertising this movie like around this time last year. We got like our first poster, or that might be an exaggeration actually. Like 8 months ago, maybe they had a whole H panel. They had a whole CinemaCon thing last year, showing off like minutes and minutes of footage from this movie. Like
I think it was like
they
15 or 20 minutes of the movie they showed.
crazy. And that's a year and a half out. Like they really I mean, we've talked about it a little bit in the past couple episodes, but each year seems to start with like a huge blockbuster in March or April. Past couple of years, seems like Project Hail Mary could be that one that everyone goes to the
Yeah.
theater, everyone's talking about it. It does well. I really hope this movie does well. I could totally see it going either way, honestly. But it's just such a great story. There's already it's hard to tell what's real and what's not at this point because insiders have said it's a masterpiece and it's going to get like awards consideration heading into next year, but that could just be a guy at Amazon trying to promote it. It almost definitely is. But I'm choosing to believe it because I could see a world where Ryan Gosling gets an Oscar nom next year if this
Mm,
really is what I think it's going to be.
interesting. Wow. I'm very excited for this. Everything I've seen from it, it just looks so good.
Oh,
And I mean,
I can't
how
wait,
could you
man.
not be excited for a Gosling? I
Exactly.
don't.
A
When was the last
Gosling
time
in
that guy's
space.
missed?
Exactly. Uh,
I mean, maybe
yeah.
if you didn't like the Fall Guy,
I know.
but
I was thinking that, but I had a good enough time with it.
yeah, that one's fine. It's not a miss. It's like a all right,
Miss
get that
financially,
bag,
but
King.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do
But
hope this movie does well. I know it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, like at all to me personally, but
yeah.
I really do want it to do well. I mean, The Martian
Hey,
was
the
a huge
movie got
hit.
made.
The movie got exactly. That's all that matters. I can't wait till I can own it on 4K and display it right next to the book. What a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
That's really exciting. Exciting stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have much else to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's it for our second annual Super Bowl trailers
Hell
reaction
yeah.
pod.
This time next year, we'll be talking about Secret Wars trailer. We'll be talking about Star Wars Starfighter, another Ryan Gosling in space
Yeah.
movie, and those are going
Oh,
to
what
be
else?
inevitable because Disney's doing the Super Bowl. So it's like I'm willing to put money
Yeah,
that we get a ridiculous, maybe a trailer for the Muppet Show full season that's going to happen.
a trailer for the Blade movie.
Trailer for the couldn't even repeat that without laughing. So
uh,
true, so
yeah,
true.
it's
Yeah, it'll be
exciting.
fun. We got a
Oh,
lot of stuff coming up.
yeah. I would say the trailers this year I felt a little bit more overall disappointed by. Like there obviously were highlights like Project Hail Mary and
Totally
Disclosure Day,
agree.
but overall I just was like it wasn't really stuff meant for me. Like I don't think they were targeting me with the Minions or Hoppers
Yeah.
trailers, but
Yeah, I mean, even
it's
just compared to last year, we got the Thunderbolts had a great trailer. The year before that, Deadpool and Wolverine had a huge trailer. Wicked had, fun trailers at the Super Bowl. Like, it's such a drop.
I'll tell you what had a lot of trailers at the Super Bowl this year was the rise and fall of Reggie Dinkins.
Oh my God. Yeah, Peacock loves promoting there. That was, I
Peacock
mean,
played
respect, I guess. The
they
Burbs.
played that ad like 10 times during the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
That the Burbs and then the Olympic one with Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, the song
Yeah.
playing. How did they
Oh
get
yeah.
those rights, by the way? But by the time that trailer played for the 80th time, even I was like, all right, I don't need to hear this part of Golden anymore, which is crazy for me to say.
Yeah. But yeah, it was overall fun, pretty fun Super Bowl for as far as trailers are concerned. But oh no way. The K-pop Demon Hunters vinyl. Do you have a
Oh
vinyl
yeah.
player?
Nope,
Uh,
not yet, but I will one day.
oh, that's funny. Well, there you go.
Hell yeah. Should we wrap up with a little shout out? You want to any or recommendation? Anything you watched in the last week you want to give a
Yeah.
special shout
Yeah,
to?
we're switching it up now. This is going to be at the end of the episode. My shout out for this week was John Wick Chapter 4 this week or last
Oh
week?
my God. No, I haven't heard your thoughts on chapter
Oh
4,
yeah.
besides how long
So
it is.
Chapter 4, it was very long. I was into it mostly, but I was like, it's not my favorite one. But the last hour of John Wick 4 is incredible. The top down sequence, the stairs, the
Oh my
ending,
God.
it's so good. It's a really good last hour.
The Dragon's Breath shotgun top down
Yeah.
is like one of the coolest things in movies ever.
And I really liked Kane and I don't remember her name, but the character played by Rina uh, Sawayama.
Yeah. Are you in for
Great.
the spinoff?
I'm in. I'm all the way in.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Me
I
too,
liked the
man.
ballerina spinoff, which I might be in the minority of apparently, but
True.
we'll see.
First guy to watch Ballerina before John Wick and The Adventures of Cliff Booth before Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We're just racking
What can
them.
I say? I love a spinoff.
Oh
But
yeah, the stare bit in John Wick Chapter 4 is like
so
my
good.
favorite thing.
It's just ridiculous. I'm like, all right, you can stop rolling now, John.
I like the third one. It's
Yeah,
just
that's good. But I'm gonna so Wick Wednesdays are done. They're no more. I'm not watching Continental. Um, my shout out of the week is gonna be The Moment, the new Charlie
oh,
XCX movie. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. The sense of humor in it was like right up my alley. I was all about it. Alexander Skarsgård was hilarious in that movie. Just
he's great.
so funny. But
He's on quite
yeah,
a
I
run right
had
now.
had a good fun. Yeah, he is. What a run for him. But yeah, The Moment. That's my shout out of the week. I had a good time. I
Hell
think
yeah,
the editing of it's fun. I think that it's just like a fun thing for an artist to do instead of the normal tour movie to make like
totally.
a mockumentary kind of movie about the moment when you go from a niche pop artist to like the biggest pop star in the world. It's
Yeah, and you're running into Kardashians in where was
yeah,
it, Ibiza or something? It's
yeah, that piece. Oh,
yeah, I saw the moment too. I didn't really know what to expect going in. I'm not like a Charlie XCX guy. I think we've talked about that before. But
yeah,
I really liked it. I like the mockumentary style. I thought it was really funny. I thought it looked good. I've always liked her movie takes. That's where I'm a
yeah,
Charlie XCX fan. So to see her, do her thing in a movie was cool. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
yeah. Well, she's got a couple movies coming out. I mean, she did the soundtrack for Wuthering Heights, which comes out this
Oh
weekend.
yeah.
And she's in the new Greg Araki movie, I Want Your Sex, with Cooper Hoffman and Olivia Wilde.
Hell
And I
yeah.
think it was just announced she's doing something
Cast
else also.
a
She's
horror movie. I think she just got cast in, but I can't think of it. And it's with two people that it's a really exciting cast, but I can't think of
yeah. I'm gonna see if I
what it
can find
is.
that.
But it's super exciting. Yeah, I mean she's good. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
This is what oh
The
god.
Takashi Miike. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
saying that right. Faces of Death. Barbie Ferreira, Dockery Montgomery. I don't know if this is the one we were thinking about.
I don't know. It's close enough though. It might be.
That's one of them. Oh,
It's one.
it also says Millie Alcock and Norman Reedus
Okay,
joining the
yeah.
cast as
So
well.
they were just
That's
recently announced. That's yes. That is what
yes.
I'm thinking of. That is a good cast. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun stuff. This is the
Yeah.
not evil Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is a very evil, disgusting, horrific movie. At the
I
start
gotta
of this,
watch
I
that
was a
movie.
little worried. I was a little worried the first like 3 minutes or so. It's like,
Yeah.
please. It opens up almost identically to Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I was like, I was taking deep breaths. I was like, we can power through this. But it
I will
worked
say
out.
one last thing on the moment. I really like that the ending was just a direct shot at Taylor Swift. Because the whole thing is how she
Oh,
like had to like sell out, and then she goes out and is like, she's got the bedazzled mic like her, and she's like dancing around like Taylor Swift because
oh,
they've been beefing. So
I didn't even know that. That's really funny.
yeah,
That's so
oh,
funny. I'm team Charlie XCX then. Oh, should I not say
all the
that? I feel
way.
like
No,
that's
no, it's the
cancelable
right
on.
team to be on.
Have the tide shifted?
Well, it's just the whole beef is interesting. Let's get into this real quick, I guess. But the beef is interesting because Charlie XCX on Brat had a song because she's married to the drummer of the 1975, and Taylor Swift was dating the singer of the 1975 for a bit.
Okay.
So they're in the same band, and she was like, basically, was talking about how like she felt insecure being near Taylor Swift because she's like the biggest pop star in the world, and she's like, and it was like kind of like self-critical and self-reflective of like why she feels jealous around this other, like why she like feels like they're competing instead of uplifting each other or whatever the
Yeah.
hell. And then Taylor Swift heard that, I guess, and was like, what the hell? So then on Taylor Swift's album, she basically like called her like a coke whore,
Oh my.
essentially. That's how Twitter described it to me. But she was like, "Oh, I see the coke has you acting brave and stuff, blah blah blah,"
Whoa.
in the
I
song.
didn't even know she
Which,
like did beef.
yeah, well, I mean, it did. If Charlie XX wasn't really dissing her in the song, but I guess
Yeah.
she felt like she was. So now they're full on beefing, I guess. So we'll
Hell
see
yeah.
how this develops anymore. Also, Brat was like gonna be number one in the UK or whatever. Taylor Swift released more like versions of her album to like try and block her
Oh,
from getting number one, which is a
that's
classic Taylor
lame.
Swift move. But
That's so
yeah,
lame.
that's a quick beef corner for you. So
Well, thank you.
what's your
Brandon's beef
shout out
corner.
of the week?
My shout out of the week. We all know it's the Muppet Show. Came out last week. We didn't get the chance to talk about it because I think we recorded either the day it came out or the day right before it came out. Muppet Show Eve, if you will. Um,
Yeah.
I love this. I've watched it. I don't know 4 or 5 times now between just watching it in the background or making a video on it, whatever. I was really going all in on the Muppets. I started watching the 2015 Muppet Show as well. After that, I've been really, but I urge everybody in the world to watch the Muppet Show. It seems to be performing well. It had like 3 million live viewers on ABC plus solid Disney Plus numbers. It's still number one in the world right now. So I'm really hoping this leads to a green lighting of the season because I really really loved this special. I think some version of this weekly or monthly or on the holidays, whatever it may be, would be such a net win for the world. Sabrina Carpenter, obviously great in this, just incredible. Seth Rogen's there for a second, he's fun. Just the deep cuts. We got Rizzo the Rat singing "The Weekend," "Blinding Lights." That was incredible. That might be the hardest I've laughed at something in like a hot minute. So yeah, I mean, I could rant about it all day or rave about it all day, but I urge the world to watch it. It was a ton of fun. I really, really, it's that classic Muppets vibe. Who would have thought the way to do the Muppets is to just do the Muppets and not like change it and do a spin and try and like make it a mockumentary or try and do, although I do like that show. But yeah, rave over.
I really liked the Maya Rudolph part in that where she's in the audience is talking and she like falls in love with that Muppet. They're like holding hands. It's great. Great bit.
Then she dies and comes back to life, and it's my Rudolph
Yeah,
dead, my Rudolph alive.
it is. It's a lot of fun. And Sabrina Carpenter was like the perfect choice, I think, to be the featured guest of
Totally.
the special episode because she like fit so well in there.
I mean, it's like everyone who's worked with the Muppets says that like you just treat the Muppets like they're literally just the cast and the crew, and that's exactly what it seemed. The one of the producers said that she was chatting with Kermit between scenes. Like that's
Yeah.
attitude you have to have going in. And yeah, she was great. I mean, the man-child bit was awesome. Just throwing the Muppets around. Her and Miss Piggy were great. It's if this does get a season, who's your dream guest?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. So I'm trying to think of somebody that would be like good now that's like popular enough now to get on. Because
Yeah.
I'll be fully honest, I turned to the right and saw the Lord of the Rings poster in my room, and I was just about to say Elijah Wood, because that
Oh,
would
he'd
be
be
kind of
great.
fun.
And he
But
loves doing a fun thing recently.
exactly, Elijah Wood loves a fun little bit. Um, let's get Olivia Rodrigo on there. That's my goat.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I'd love to see her interact with the Muppets. I think she could have a Muppet-esque vibe.
That's a
Promote her
great
new
pick.
album for this year, maybe. Let's
Hell
make it
yeah.
happen, Seth.
That's a great pick. My pick would probably be Sabrina Carpenter, but
Yeah.
I can't do that now. So David Cornsweet would be fun. Maybe when Man of Tomorrow's coming
Mm,
out, little cross
that'd be
promo
fun.
there. Or Jason Segel would be great. Get some Muppets 2011 love. Then we could
Oh,
bring Walter back.
get Florence Pugh on there.
Oh,
Promote
Florence Pugh would be good.
anything.
Rachel
I feel like
Zegler
she
would be
could
good
fit in.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
There's so many million. Florence Pugh is a great shout. That would be a lot of fun.
I think she would rock
Michael
on the
Caine,
Muppets.
get
Oh, get him
Michael Caine
back.
back to reunite with the Muppets.
That'd be sick.
Vin Diesel.
Oh yes, we need Vin Diesel on the Muppets.
We
That would be
need Vin
sick.
Diesel.
He would derail the whole program just to talk about the new Fast and Furious movie,
Oh my
Fast
God.
Forever.
Begging Kermit for funding behind the scenes.
That would rock. They should make
That
that
would be
happen.
incredible. That would be incredible. Oh man, yeah, great stuff. I could talk about the Muppets all day, but we're trying to make this a little more concise, and we're terrible at it every time because we could
Yeah.
just yap about everything. But hopefully it worked out. I don't know what the runtime's at.
Yeah,
but
sorry for doing
we'll
20
see.
minutes on the Muppets and the Minions.
No, it worked. It was great. Thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate you so much. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. We appreciate you. Next week we'll probably be doing a big episode, Wuthering Heights. Good luck, have fun, don't die. The Goat. I don't know if you're seeing Goat, but I'll probably see
I don't know
Goat.
if I'll get to go. I'll
That's
probably get to
fair.
Crime 101 before Go.
I probably won't. Okay, I won't get to Crime 101. I can tell you that
We'll
right
cover
now.
it, all our bases.
Well, yeah,
Also,
we'll
game night
scatter.
next week.
Oh, game night, of
Uh,
course.
Had to get it in there, but yeah, I guess that's
Nice.
it for the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, big week next week. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate you. We will see you then.
Adios.